Hi, I'm Catie Harris, owner and CEO of NursePreneurs. NursePreneurs helps nurses start profitable businesses or scale their businesses, but it's so much more than that. You see, years ago, I had these fantasies of starting a business. I even dabbled in it quite often to the tune of multiple businesses, and to the point that it was actually a family joke. I would get a great idea, spend a few $1,000s, and hundreds of hours putting it together, only to drop it at the slightest challenge. I kept going to my job as a nurse practitioner day after day, but what I noticed was that the docs I began with as residents, they eventually graduated, took lucrative positions, or started their own practices, or became directors of something or other, right? But I wasn't going anywhere. And in fact, I was still reporting in and out with an intern, despite having 20 years at this point of neurosurgery experience. And it wasn't related to education. I kept going back to school. I collected degrees, which was another family joke, but nonetheless, none of them ever led me where I wanted to go. In fact, every college degree I ever collected resulted in a pay decrease in the nursing profession. I graduated with my NP degree and took a 20% pay cut, and I had to work 5 days a week. Then over the years, I made back my way back to my RN salary, what I had left, and graduated with my PhD. When I accepted my first academic job, it was a 30% pay cut, and I had to keep working part-time on the weekends as a nurse practitioner to make up the difference. What profession does this, right? And with my 20 years of experience, my master's and my PhD, I was still reporting out to the intern. And I remember one day I was reporting out to him and he said something along the lines of, "You shouldn't have done that. That's not what we do here." And I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna strangle this guy. And I remember thinking later, how is it that with the highest degree in nursing, I still only qualify to speak to the lowest man on the totem pole in the medical hierarchy? After that, I just got irritable, angry, and generally miserable to be around. And I finally realized not only was I not going anywhere, I would never go anywhere. The path I was on was the road to nowhere. I had to really reflect on what I wanted and where I wanted to go. And the truth of the matter was, I had never really thought about it. I had always wanted to start a business. I love growing, I love learning, and I love being in control, none of which I had in the hospital to any major extent. Most of my ideas got shot down. They're like, "Kate, don't do that. We just want you to do what we told you to do." Or they actually stole my ideas. I saw people around me starting businesses and thought, I know it can be done. When I started the first iteration of NursePreneurs, which was much different than what it is now, my brother teased me by saying, "Oh, let's place bets and see how long this venture lasts." And I was like, I'm going to show him. I vowed to prove him that I could do it. And now I'm thankful that he said it, because I did need that negative force to combat and to really kick me in the butt to get me to where I am today. Anyway, what I've learned over the years is this. The only thing that prevented me from being successful in every business I ever started was my belief in myself. I didn't believe I could do it, or that I should do it, or I was capable of doing it. I needed coaches and a community to push me forward, and that's what I invested in. And that is where the idea for NursePreneurs came from. When I first started, I felt alone and didn't know if there were other nurses out there starting businesses. I didn't even know if I was allowed to start a business. But now I know that was just fear holding me back. So my first initiative was to start a podcast to inspire nurses to start businesses and to share what they're doing so other nurses could see that and say, hey, I want to do that too. I started coaching programs to help nurses set up their dream business in 90 days. I started a network to propel nurses to action, and I started a free Facebook group so nurses could come in and see that they're not alone and see that there's so many great ideas out there. My why has always been that there has to be a right way to get started, and it doesn't need to take 5 years to launch something like this. We can do it in 3 months, in 5 months, whatever your mindset can handle. My vision is to help 10,000 nurses to start a business that will impact the way healthcare is delivered around the world. If you want to be part of this growing community of nurses helping nurses, Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you get notified of new videos coming out weekly. You can also join our Facebook group called Nurse Business in Facebook. I'd love to hear from you below about your ideas and what businesses you are starting.